I was really scared because I didn't know what he was going to be like. I'd never known anybody with Down syndrome, or I don't know anything about it. We just thought, well, that's just the path we were supposed to take and the child we were supposed to have.
So in the beginning we were scared, and then after a while we just realized that he's just another life and he's going to be our son, and we wanted to know who he was.
When he was born, he was a pretty small baby and he was very delicate. When I was younger, I would get upset a lot because I felt like my parents spent a lot more time with him. I felt like I always kind of got left out, and as a little girl that was difficult.
Well, with Julian, he progressed slower than Carly did. Everything that Carly got fairly quickly and moved on with, Julian would kind of lag behind with it. So for Julian, it's just everything takes a little bit more work.
When babies are born, they do hearing testing, and it's called a screening, and he did not pass his screening, and he was diagnosed with what they call a mixed hearing loss.
He didn't hear as well as the rest of us do, and that delayed his speech.
As he grew and got bigger, his ear canals grew and got bigger, and we got to the point where they would do a certain type of testing called booth testing. And then after a while, they determined that his hearing, according to the booth testing, seemed to be normal.
So when he got a little bit older, he had a bit of a heart condition, and he had to get a surgery to fix a hole in his heart.
At first, we kind of wanted to see if the holes would close on their own.
We waited till Julian was about 4, and that was really about the point where he really needed heart surgery, because he was starting to get he was tired all the time, and he just kind of stopped growing. He wasn't reaching his full potential at that point.
So from that day on, he's had more energy, better coloring in his skin, so we knew it was the right thing to do.
Julian is a very active kid. He's always been a runner. I wore tennis shoes a lot of the times because he would just take off.
Well, we've tried soccer. We tried that a couple different times. It was outdoor soccer. He did okay. Wasn't his favorite thing. And then we learned about something called polar bears basketball, which it happens during the winter months, and it is with mostly kids with Down syndrome. It's getting ready to start again here soon in the next few weeks, and Julian loves it.
Julian actually doesn't go to a typical school. He is homeschooled.
Julian did go to a public school for a while, for a few years. It was okay, but I wanted a little bit more for him, so we decided to send him to a Montessori school, and it worked okay for a while for Julian, but then we had a lot of problems with safety. I said, you know what, I'm with Julian, I know what he needs to be doing, what he needs to work on, so I just decided I'm going to just homeschool him.
So after a while, we just had, for his own safety, we had to keep him at home. Julian loves electronics, and so a lot of the learning that we do for him is through electronic devices.
Julian still has a lot to learn at his age, but I think he can teach us a lot too. I think Julian has made me a more accepting person and a more grateful person, because you look at him with all the problems that he has to face every day, and he's still got a smile on his face no matter what. And I think that he makes you realize that not everyone's perfect, and they're never going to be, so you might as well deal with it and be who you are, because you're not going to be happy if you try to be someone else.
What Julian has done for me is that he's made me appreciate everything more. Julian has made me aware that everything you have is a gift. So Julian just makes me appreciate life, and he makes me appreciate it more. And I love him. He's my son. And that's all I've got.
Bye!